Now on to the political journey of a man who perhaps cuts the figure of the most indecisive political figure in Kenya, Kalonzo Musyoka, who's been through a political cycle that has seen him make moves that have drawn criticism from some quarters and praise from others. Said moves have earned him several labels, one of which is the indecisive kingmaker. In this next report, NTV's Sydney Chazima seeks to find out just how apt a descriptor it is.
Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, a man who draws support and condemnation in equal measure, has been described as indecisive by many. But well, to some, he is just a man safeguarding his interest and maybe the interest of his community at large. Well, to understand some of the monumental decisions he has made in the past, here is Kalonzo Musyoka's Mercurial rulebook. The year is 2002. At the height of the wave created by the National Rainbow Coalition, NAC, Kalonzo Musyoka has just ditched the ruling party KANU and joined hands with other like-minded politicians led by Raila Odinga, the late George Saitoti, Katana Ngala, among others, who had walked out of KANU in protest of the decision by the then-President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi to endorse Uhuru Kenyatta for president. The holding of hands and the ecstatic mood, however, didn't tell the whole tale of Kalonzo's journey into NAC. Kalonzo, who at that time harbored presidential ambitions, had opted to stay in KANU for a while, but later joined them. And his reasons?
Charity Ngilu was already on this side, and there were two political kingpins now in Cumberland. If he wanted the easier way, he would have said, let me remain in KANU, and I remain the Kamba kingpin in KANU, not where I go to the National Rainbow Coalition, where I'll be battling out with Charity. But I think that by that time, he calculated that he would still have political muscle within the National Alliance Rainbow Coalition.
Kalonzo's dilly-dallying in 2002 draws comparison to this one witnessed 20 years later. Before joining Azimio la Umoja coalition, Charity Ngilu, Kivutha Kibwana, and Alfred Mutua had already pitched tent and were seen as the faces of the Kamba nation in Azimio. Kalonzo was still in the One Kenya alliance, but would later join Azimio with a demand that he is considered among the top three leaders, that is Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga, and himself as the sole Kamba kingpin, a divisive demand that led to the infighting among the Kamba leaders and perhaps the exit of Alfred Mutua to the Kenya Kwanza alliance. Fast forward to the aftermath of the 2005 referendum. And here,
the LDP wing of NAC was sacked after the referendum of the oranges and the bananas.
Among the sacked cabinet members were Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka. For the two, there was a common need to form a political movement in the runoff to the 2007 general election. And at that moment,
the symbol of orange was so powerful that it was decided that a movement should be crafted out of the referendum push.
Seeing this opportunity, lawyer Mugambi Imanyara went and registered ODM. Later on, Kalonzo's allies, led by the late Mutula Kilonzo, would push for the registration of ODM Kenya. And interestingly, one Dan Maanzo, Kalonzo's ally, was the custodian of the party's documents. This would later turn out to be Kalonzo's vehicle to presidency.
There was a push and pull, and Kalonzo felt that if his side held on to this certificate, that was his assurance of being the candidate. The Raila Odinga wing decided to negotiate with lawyer Mugambi Manyara, and therefore we went into that election with ODM and ODM Kenya.
17 years after 2005, Kalonzo, upon joining Azimio la Umoja, would agitate for a name change, leading to the registration of Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party. In 2007, Kalonzo went to the general election alone, giving birth to the infamous phrase, "Nitapita katikati yao." In 2022, Signs of him pulling another katikati move are eminent after ditching the Azimio One Kenya party and naming Andrew Sunkuli as his running mate for the presidential election. There have been talks that Kalonzo could still be headed back to Azimio, with the position of chief minister up for grabs. So, is Kalonzo indecisive or just looking out for his own?
I think he makes decisions and then his hardliners come and convince him later to change. Now, to the casual observer, that sent the message of indecisiveness. But he's also saying that, well, if I am to consider this chief minister post, then I need the power sharing agreement signed the way Kenya Kwanza have put it.